Hello, friends. How we doing this evening? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, what is this, Tuesday? Yeah, it is a Tuesday thing. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Funny story, we were supposed to do this last week, but the universe, literally, April got sick and all her kiddos were sick, and then I got some bug from my son, because kids are just lovely that way. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I'm going to say hello to everybody in chat, and then we're going to get started. We have a real fun episode, so if you haven't been to a podcast, this is my podcast where we talk about gaming, life, all kinds of things, and we usually have a special guest, and tonight is no exception. So I'm going to say hello to everybody in the chat, and then we're going to get started. Mingzia, hello. Kelly, hello. King, hello. Becca Lynn Gaming, hello. Mark, Aaron, hello. King, April, hey, I see you there too. Chalissa, hello. And I think that is everybody so far. All right, awesome. And then don't mind me just messing with my hair. I never know what to do with it because this is me. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring my special guest in. If you guys do not know who she is, I don't know what rock you are living under. She is so talented in Animal Crossing in general. She designs basically from like outfits to pads, you name it, she designs it. And also, she is insanely good at digital art. She has designed a couple of streamers, like their VTubers, their profile pictures, you name it. She kind of does it all in the art realm, and she's amazing. So, I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in. We have the lovely April, honey. Emilio, hello. And, mods, can we make sure we get April's, link in chat so I can pin it, please? That would be great. All right, and let me grab her. Grab her. That's not the right thing. I have too many windows open. All right. And then, bloop. Hello.
Oh my gosh, I was listening to the stream.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. We just talked all 5 seconds ago, but how are you?
Good. Hi guys. How are you?
She also has an Instagram because I just tagged you on Instagram. I think it's what is April? You can go ahead and type your Instagram into the chat as well too, because I know you have one as well. Because someone was asking if you have a portfolio site.
I don't. I'm the worst about that stuff.
I know, but you have an Instagram. You got that.
I do have an Instagram. I do.
Oh, there's your YouTube. Let me pin you. They're okay. There we go.
Oh gosh, I got to make my way back to the actual podcast now.
Oh no. Also, we have a 10 like hype. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that.
There we go.
All right, awesome. And I am sweating already down here. Oh my gosh, love the salads.
Are you really?
Dude, well, before I had my son, I didn't sweat except for like working out and like being hot. Now I sweat like all the time. Kids, right? Yeah, I want the air on. My husband hears me like dying down here. And I'm in like a really cool tank top and like super short shorts and I'm like still roasting. But
we're in Texas, so it is pretty hot here too.
But you're gonna make your way over to here, right, at some point?
Yeah, we are going back to Tennessee.
Woo! Buddy, yay! I mean, it's still humid. I mean, Texas is just hot. Like, is it like 90 there right now?
Yeah, it's disgusting, and it's raining.
It's thunderstorming here. We've had some crazy thunderstorms the past few days. It's nuts.
Yeah, the weather's just been wild.
Yeah, no kidding. So April. So obviously you do a lot of Animal Crossing, which is amazing because you are super talented at it. So do you want to explain kind of how you found Animal Crossing, and then obviously you started streaming because of Animal Crossing, so kind of maybe tell us that little story, how that kind of unfolded. I learned a little bit about that whole thing when we did the awesome charity podcast when we played Mario Kart together, but you can go ahead and tell all the lovely folks here your little origin story.
My origin story. Okay, so I found New Horizons in right when it came out, and I didn't actually have a Switch, but I played New Leaf and City Folk on the DS, and it had been a minute since I actually thought of it, and New Horizons looks so different, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play it. My husband got it for me. I hear like my voice echoing. I wonder why. Okay, sorry. So I'm trying to make sure that's not just me.
I don't see any complaints in the comments, so I'm assuming we are good, because
Okay.
they would tell me. You guys also, I'm assuming you guys can hear her pretty well too, because I don't see anyone going, I can't hear her.
Right. Okay. So it's just me. Anyways, my husband ended up buying it for me because I hadn't really I had was newly disabled to this degree where I was in a wheelchair. I've always been disabled, but we didn't know that I would end up in a wheelchair. And I was newly in the wheelchair and I had to give up all of my hobbies. So I used to crochet and I did like Zen doodle kind of art and like um I made things for certain charity groups and I volunteered with the Red Cross and
Mm,
just a lot of the things that I did were very physical and I suddenly couldn't do anything that I loved to do anymore.
that's
And
hard.
it was the first thing that I showed interest in. The very first thing. And my husband was like, okay. So he ran out and he bought like a Switch Lite in the middle of the pandemic. and just he ran out and like bought a Switch Lite and bought the game. And then he saw me playing it and he saw that I liked it. So he went and bought another one. And so that I could have a second island.
Oh,
And
that's so sweet. Also, hi, Leaf. I do see chat moving. I do see you guys. Anyways, you carry
right.
on.
And that was just it was just really, really sweet. So then I was playing and then he watched me play for a minute and then for a little bit and then he was like, wow, you're really good at this. You should stream on Twitch. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I hadn't talked to like human people in 2 years. Like I hadn't talked to anyone who didn't live with me in 2 years. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do humans. Like we don't people here.
Can we get
Like
that on a T-shirt? I don't do humans. I love that because it's so true.
I didn't.
Because
I was terrified.
because bad enough it was like, if you're just not used to talking, but then when you're in a worldwide pandemic and the world is shut down, you forget how to people. I do remember, like, what's peopling? What is people?
Right? And then like when your new reality, you go from doing everything from everyone. Like I was the one who would take like new soldiers' wives to the doctors, and I was the one who had made big dinners for all of my husband's work friends, and I was that wife. You know what I mean?
Kelly,
The one
thank
who
you
was
so
doing
much for the
everything.
$99 super 99 cent. God, I can't read. 99 cent super chat. I super appreciate it. Sorry, I know it's super loud, April. Go. I apologize if you get interrupted by random blips. But anyways, that's so sweet. It sounds like you
Yeah.
just had a really big heart. I mean, you still have a really big heart, and it's off that I think I understand now why you pour even more into Animal Crossing, because you were just so active doing the things you love to do, and then to have to go, well, how do I keep doing things I love, just do it in a different form. That's very inspiring.
I had to channel that energy because, I was the mom, like my husband showed up at home. He didn't have to do really much else. Like all he had to do was come home. The house was clean, the kids are taken care of. Everything was always done. And like I just I just got a lot out of pouring my energy into the people around me. And that was like my life and I loved it and I had no desire to like change that. And then when I couldn't anymore, it was just a little bit of a void, and Animal Crossing filled that for me. And then I got involved in another content creators community. But then Katie and Calico toured my island, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're good. You should get into this." And I was like, I don't know if I can even talk to people anymore. Like, I used to be like, I got to a point where like I didn't want to leave the house because people infantilize you when you're in a wheelchair. They like act like you're a 4-year-old in a stroller. And they're like, "Hello, sweetheart. Oh my goodness, you're getting out for the day." And it's really not cool. So
No, it's not. And it's like, I understand that people have I understand, like, I guess the ableist people have their ideas about, people in a wheelchair, but they're literally, at the end of the day, they are people. Just like you and me.
yeah, we're
that,
just
that just
sitting
have to
down.
be sitting and rolling around instead of walking because they physically can't. I can't believe, like, what was it where you were telling me when we were doing the thing? You were at the grocery store and you're a grown woman and someone's like, "Oh, wow."
You got out today.
And it's like,
You
yeah,
must
I'm
be so
buying grocery,
excited.
and especially like as a mom, you know, you just from mom to mom, we just want to be normal moms doing our mom stuff. We don't want to be like personified any more than we already are. Like being a mom, that's good, but like, oh yes, like we do, like, yeah, look, I'm doing normal mom things. What's your point?
Like, yeah, I'm pushing a cart. It's not.
That's
really
what it
that
was. You
big
were
of a
pushing a
deal.
cart at the grocery store, and this dude was like, you blew his.
I guess because he never. I guess because he never saw anyone who had to use their hands to walk and move at the same time. And to me, it wasn't like all that mind blowing or anything. But I've had people come up and try and push my wheelchair and be like, "Tell me where you're going," and I'm like, "No,
what?
Get your hands
No,
off
that's
of me.
not
What
okay.
is wrong with
to
you?"
me, that's like you wouldn't have someone like for example, you wouldn't have someone like not using the stroller now, but someone like, let's say you're away from your baby's stroller, you wouldn't have some rando push your stroller with your kid in it. No,
right?
That's weird.
Or like, if they wouldn't come up and touch your, like, if you wouldn't walk up to a random stranger and touch their person, like, why would you? It's just weird. So then you get used to all of these things and you decide you don't ever want to leave the house again.
I don't blame you.
It becomes right. And so then you're like, okay, I just didn't have anything going on. So he bought me like the capture card and a gaming computer, and I stared at it for like a year.
Oh, you did? You didn't start right away?
Yeah.
Oh, no, hi Nick, and welcome in.
When I finally got the nerve to start up, I had made a few friends in the community, and I started on Twitch, and I had one of my friends stream with me and talk when I would get awkward or just not have.
I should have done that. That's so nice. That's like genius.
Right? She was just so sweet and so amazing about that. Like, just she's very entertaining. So she was just she would entertain for me, even if it was just like 3 of my best friends there. And I couldn't, because I just didn't, like, I was so awkward. Then I put out my first video on YouTube a few months later. It was like 4 months later, I put out my first video on YouTube.
Mega EV7, hello, welcome in. What was your first video? Now I'm gonna go back and watch it later tonight and be like, haha.
It was my first castle. So there's a castle that launched my YouTube channel, and it was the castle before that was made of like simple panels and bookcases, because we didn't have castle walls yet. So when the castle walls came, I tore down that castle and I replaced it with the big castle. And it was only a few months between those 2 videos. So I went really quick from like zero to like 1K from like August 19th till December 15th. I hit 1K.
Wow. And then there's something else that you said.
It's wild.
There was something else that you said during the because we got to know each other a lot. You learn a lot about people when you play Mario Kart. You mentioned that you only had a goal of like 100, and then anything else you just that was your only goal. And
it wasn't even 100 subscribers. I figured if I met 100 people that I could help in some way, then that was it. That was like my ultimate goal. They didn't even have to be subscribed to me. It was just 100 people who talked to me.
Oh, that's so sweet. And then, yeah, I mean,
that
look
was
at you
my
now.
goal.
I mean, you're at 5. You're like, you just hit 5K recently, so that is so awesome.
Yeah, we're 80, 70 something, 75 away from 6K now.
That's awesome. And then, so obviously, this led to you getting really freaking good at like. You design codes, and you do. That's the thing, is like, it's one thing like I design clothes, and I haven't done it in forever, but designing clothes is one thing. Designing codes that make sense and work in like a plausible way, that is. So what's been like your favorite, I would say, dress design, and then your favorite custom code design for like a floor or a wall? No. What?
My favorite dress design is actually still the first one I ever made, and it has like little sunflowers on it, a little tie up the back, and it's my favorite. you'll see like my character on different islands wearing it. It's just a little green dress, and it's not very complicated, but it was just my favorite one. And I'm not as much of a clothing designer as you are. You do a lot more clothing than I do.
Haven't yet.
I
need
do
to do more.
A few outfits.
I went
per
nuts
island.
when I discovered how to do it. I was like addicted to it. Like, I think if you remember my island cornbread, I think cornbread had the most. Yeah, all those designs that was
many.
cornbread, because yeah, they kept popping up every day. And then I did Icelandia, and I only had a few solid outfits for that, but I was really proud. Like, the snowfall dress I did for Icelandia, I'm actually shocked because that was really complicated, but I did it short. Maybe because I wasn't picky. When you guys are doing pixel art, you can't really be picky. You have to just accept it. You have to be like, well, that's gonna look like something else, but it'll be fine.
You have to trust the process, because it doesn't look good while you're making it.
No, it looks awful.
While you're designing anything, it looks
it's
horrible.
You're like, oh my god, like what?
Why did I do this? What am I doing?
Like, you remember the it's the dress I made for Palm Tree, oh, I have to tell you this story. I think I shared it.
That one.
But it's the one, I gotta pull up my Instagram because now I can't remember. Did I even share that one? I'm so bad. I'm so behind. But yeah, so the tropical dress that I designed that had like the black, it originally was supposed to have black palm trees, but I went OCD and I freaked out because I didn't like the way one of the palm trees looked, go figure, and I accidentally deleted the whole thing. I think I worked an hour and a half on it. I wanted to die.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, sunset dress. So the reason why it actually turned out better the second time, because I added the little highlights and stuff, but I did not bother with those palm trees because I think I would have died if I had gone back and done the palm trees. And some things don't translate well either onto pixel art. So like, for example, the palm trees they looked kind of like sad. They looked sad.
Yeah, trees tend to
not
trees in pixel art, unless they're like evergreen trees, they do all look pretty sad. You just kind of have to learn what works and what doesn't. And just like certain kinds of flowers.
Yes.
Certain flowers just will never look good, and you just kind of have to roll with it, like roll with whatever's going on.
Hibiscus flowers don't translate well. I don't know why, they just don't. Because I tried doing a hibiscus dress, and I was like, this is ugly.
It doesn't work well on a dress, because for a hibiscus flower to look good, you have to make it large, like quite large.
Yeah,
and then
the expert is
and
talking.
It will work for like a floor code, but it won't work for like a dress because it puffs out weird.
And then what was your favorite
odd.
Your favorite like floor what did you design, like for the floor or like a wall? What was your favorite one of those?
Okay, so my favorite dirt path, I still think, has to be like my first, the first one I released a video on.
Aw, that's so
cute. It was the Daisy dirt path. So it was like a dirt path using the one dirt path that everyone uses, like that style.
I know exactly what you're talking.
And it has daisies on it.
So cute. Why don't we?
So that
we
was
have daisies.
my favorite. We have like cosmos.
Yeah, they call them
cosmos,
same. But they're not daisies. Got that frame my package team to get Selena coloring. Ooh, that sounds really interesting. I hope that's really fun. I love adult, like, you know, they have the adult centric coloring books. I really love that. I used to do it all the time. It's super relaxing, and then I fell out of habit because, you know, kids take all my energy. My child takes all my energy, which
oh gosh.
Yeah, as me and April are both moms who try and stream when we can, but sometimes we're just tired. I'm sure you can relate. There are days where I'm like, I just want to go to bed and just lay there and do nothing.
Sometimes I don't even know what sleep is, but I do try to be consistent because I don't know, because algorithm and stuff, so I do try to be consistent because YouTube be playing you in the algorithm if you're not.
Oh, it so does. I've had many arguments where I'm like, you know, I'm just like, why? But it's hard because it's like being consistent is tough when you have like because I mean, you're a stay-at-home mom too, so it's like, you know, making sure the house doesn't fall apart, making sure food gets made, making sure laundry is done, and then on top of it, going to stream to make sure YouTube doesn't hate you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
I make a lot of video content.
and that's something I wish I could do
because
better at. But like for me, I'm like, because I see streaming as, okay, I sit down, I do the stream, I'm done. I see the video as I film the video, and then I have to edit the video, and then I have to make, I have to put effort into the video.
you do. You
do.
do, but if you have a bunch of them, like I have like 4 of them just kind of waiting to go. So then when I can't stream, I can still put out like 4
Yes.
things a week.
That's what I need to do. But I have,
even if I'm not streaming.
I've been enjoying doing the shorts though. That's been nice. Is so when I am streaming, if I'm like, oh, this would be a great short content, which has been really fun, which I needed. But the problem is like if I have nothing, I have nothing. That's the thing is it's like, well, I can't just make. Oh, the thunder! I heard it. Now I hear. Now I hear it. Oh my gosh, big thunder. Oh, scary. Scary. It's okay. It's just kind of annoying. Okay, let me get back. And then, so how many islands have you done total?
Including the modded ones?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, including the modded ones, I've done 13 islands.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's really not bad considering the game's been out for 3 years. That's really good.
I'm not one of those people who gets like, I'm not like Becca Lynn is amazing, but I can't put out an island the way she does in like a month and a half.
I know, she literally, I think it was one of the, I think it was the Halloween island. I'm like, oh my gosh, you literally pooped that out in like a month. I can't do it. I'm too like distracted by things. Like
It's
the heart,
not
we
even
actually,
that-
we talked about this recently, was that winter islands are difficult. Because I was talking about it, and the reason why is I think because it's just so hard. Because with winter, it's something that, like, I guess you could say with any seasonal island, but I feel like winter especially, that was the hardest one to do. I had the biggest burnout on winter, and I think you shared a similar thing when you, didn't you do a winter island as well? They're beautiful, but they're a lot of work.
Yeah, I'll never do it again.
Yeah, same here.
It was very gray. I think the problem with winter islands is that they're just very gray. And winter is when a lot of people get seasonal depression and things like that. So, I think having it in your island, which is supposed to be like the fun, like your fun little creative outlet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe not having it set on the most depressing day of the year or time of the year is probably for the best.
That is, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. I did try and put a lot of color into Icelandia though, but I do think I was staring at that snow for just way too long. Now it kind of makes sense where, like, I literally was like, I need to finish this by, my goal was to finish it by the time the snow fell on Animal Crossing, because we're into spring. I didn't want to be working on a, like, wintry island with Christmas trees when the snow melts. And yeah, I did some pretty crazy long streams back then because I just wanted to be done with it. I will never do another winter island again. I have my winter island. It's beautiful. I can look back on it. Never again. I would do another cottagecore island in a heartbeat, though. I think I'm still influenced by my cottagecore island to this day. I can't stop doing it.
I mean, that's valid. I love cottagecore islands, and I do a lot more natural islands now than I used to do. I used to do a lot of castle core, but now I do a lot of really natural islands, and I'm actually liking it.
Yeah,
I think that started.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, that's okay.
Oh.
I think it started from the No Nintendo Online island that I did.
Hello, Twilight. Yeah, that's right. You did that. That's great. I don't know how you did that.
Then that made me like a little more creative with terraforming.
I'm so bad.
Because I didn't have so
terraforming.
many items to work with.
I hate terraforming so much. I feel like with every island I get a little more creative, but I just am like, I'm more into the decorating, but sometimes decorating requires you to carve out things.
It does.
I mean,
I developed a love for it.
I mean, I feel like the water, I don't understand, like, okay, like, you can get this, is that, so you're building a waterfall, right? And I want to do this really cool, like, 3-tiered waterfall. But then you get to a certain height, and it's like, nope, sorry, this is too tall. I'm like, well, what's the point? How do I have these massive waterfalls? And you're telling me I can't go up higher? Game.
Right.
rude.
Or
And that's,
like, why did you let me make this cliff if I can't do anything with it game?
or
Yeah.
why can't I put this cute bridge down to make this vision happen? Nope, it's not far. Your water's not far apart enough. So those are things I'd like to see improved in the next game. Hopefully, I don't know if you saw, there's a Seattle thing now that they do, and they keep showing Animal Crossing, like Isabel's face on the poster, so that makes me assume Animal Crossing announcement. Probably not, but you know, a girl can dream. Hey, Grande, how you doing? No, we're doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Grande, how are you?
What's up?
Hope you're
How
doing
is
well, my friend?
That was hilarious when you literally had to do the simplest thing on Tears of the Kingdom. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the last stream. It was pretty funny because I was there. I was like, that's Zelda in a nutshell right there. Is you think you're overthinking it, and then it's the simplest answer, and then you feel stupid.
I cannot play Tears of the Kingdom, but I like watching other people play.
I knew that everybody under the sun was going to buy this game, and I was right. So I enjoy watching everybody else, and I also enjoy watching the lore. I literally was watching a video about how Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, and Skyward Sword are actually all connected. And of course I'm like, oh yes, yes. I'm that person.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute though.
I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, without ranting too much, is that I have my opinions on Tears of the Kingdom without playing it, and as a lorist, I'm a bit raisy eyebrowy on some things because I'm like, this timeline thing's already complicated and we just made it a whole lot worse. Thanks, Nintendo. Thank you so much.
I stopped understanding after the Ocarina of Time.
Okay, so like literally one of the first major events in the timeline, very valid, because without boring everybody to death in chat, Ocarina of Time is very important to the timeline. I think it's like one of the older games chronologically, and then from that game we have 3 timelines. So it's that game is the reason why it gets very confusing. We have 3 full timelines, people.
Yeah, and after that I stopped understanding where the game was going and what was going on anymore at that point, because I was like, this is too much.
It's hard because you try to make sense of it, and then you're like, but wait, you just did this, so now that doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that's why it's like, oh, Animal Crossing doesn't have a timeline. Neither does Mario. Bye, bestie. I'll see you later. Enjoy work. Hopefully it's not too hard. Tears of the Kingdom is a masterpiece. I want to believe it's a masterpiece. Have a good one, Becca. I haven't played it. Here's my thing, is that me and my husband, we played Breath of the Wild together. Like, that's actually one of my favorite, like, I called them adult memories because they happened when I was an adult. But that was one of my favorite adult gaming memories, was him and me playing that together in like our little, I think it was our second rental home. We were like married for about like a year and a half, I think, and we just played it, and we took turns. And we went to Thunderblight Ganon first, like so many people did. But yeah, so I want to believe that it's going to be this amazing game, but it looks so much like DLC, but people told me that it's more than just DLC. And I'm like, okay. Maybe it's because I just can't justify that $70 price tag.
It's a lot. You have to really, really want to play Zelda in order to spend that much money on it.
Well, as you guys know, my other hobby besides video gaming is theme parking. I'm a theme park roller coaster enthusiast. Just to put into perspective, $70 is about the price of a Six Flags ticket. You could go have a day riding roller coasters, eating food, and all that for the price of playing a video game. Just to put in perspective what kind of money that is. That's like going to a major thing in your town thing. So it's worth it.
Or you can get 2 other video games.
Yeah, like you can get, I was like talking to someone and someone said they're all gonna be that way, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be like an indie gamer who doesn't feel like, I love video games obviously, but $70, the game better like glow in the dark and like be the second coming of Christ or something.
I feel that. Like, I can get behind that.
I don't know, maybe it's just the mom in me that goes, $70, you know what you could do with $70?
Right. Like, I feel like I'm just getting older and older thinking like that.
It's almost $100 for new game in Canada. Canada, yeah. That's crazy. Almost
Oh my
$100. That's
God.
crazy. Because I don't know what the difference is between the Canadian dollar and the US dollar. I think it's like the Canadian dollar is like, oh God, what am I doing? I can't do it. No, I can't math. Sorry. What?
It's a little bit less than, it's worth a little bit less than our dollar.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Whistles in. I upgraded to the special edition. They had a copy and I could resist. Well, that's an exception. If they're waving, like, I saw the new the new Tears of the Kingdom Switch at Walmart. So if Walmart has it, I mean, how are you gonna say no? Walmart's dangerous. You walk into Walmart with one thing and you would leave with like 20.
I have I don't know. I'm never getting I'm not getting another Switch. I have a Splatoon OLED and a Pokemon OLED.
Ooh, that's cool. Oh, go ahead.
And those are cute, and I just don't. There's no reason to. I have my Animal Crossing Switch too.
Yeah, that's what. The Animal Crossing. So I guess this is funny. So, what is it with our husbands being the reason we do things? So it was my birthday, and I really wanted a Nintendo Switch. I've been wanting it all year. So he's like, "Let's go get you a Switch for your birthday." And I was looking at the Switch lights because I thought, okay. And he's like, "Well, then you can't play it on the TV." And he's like, "Get this one. It's the Animal Crossing Switch." I was gonna buy the Animal Crossing Switch without the game. And he was like, "What are you doing? You can't buy an Animal Crossing Switch without an Animal Crossing game." Keep in mind, I never played that game in my life. I rarely knew anything about the franchise. So I bought this Switch with Animal Crossing on it, and then I bought the game, and then the rest was history.
Oh my gosh.
But I was legit gonna leave GameStop without it. And now after playing, because I played the first one on the channel where they boss you around, and it's so charming. It's so funny how rude they are. I mean, I knew they were gonna be rude, but like they're just straight up not nice.
I loved it. Oh my gosh. It was so funny.
Because I think the Animal Crossing Villages in New Horizons, I think the biggest complaint is that their villagers don't have enough personality, which is saying something because they have a lot of personality. Like if you ever, like that's why I always eavesdrop. Whenever they're talking together, that's when I get the funniest content, is when they're yapping to each other about like their drama or what they watched on TV. But I'm hoping the next game we get some more variety back with like them insulting us. Cause I mean, you can't just be nicey nice all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're so like sickly nice all the time. The only part I'm glad that they got rid of is that they can't move without your permission anymore. That's the part I am glad they got rid of that.
Oh yeah, Kit moved into my town on me. We named my town in the GameCube Meeville because dank. And Kit, I was like, "Who are you?" And I was worried someone had moved out. And I was like, "Ew, I didn't want you." So the lack of control in those early games is very apparent, which does make it a little bit of fun because you don't have the control you have in New Horizons, which I think is what made New Horizons so successful. Was finally people could, get rid of villagers, or you can pick one you like for the most part. And
you couldn't do that before.
No, I mean, I haven't played. I do want to play I don't know which is first, City Folk or Wildwood. Can't remember.
Wild World was first before City Folk.
Mary Angel, hello, welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the Wii version of Animal Crossing. The Wii one, yeah. So I'll have to give it a try.
I just like their personalities. I miss Mr. Rossetti being like,
I know who he is.
You didn't save your game. I bet that didn't feel good, did it? And you're like, whoa, no, it didn't.
Well, literally what took me off guard is in the GameCube Animal Crossing, you are literally in this new town and Tom Nook literally holds you against your will to work for him. And I was like, what is happening right now? Because in like New Horizons, they're like, oh, let's do it together, friends. And this one, he's like, no, you work for me, you're poor, and you need to pay your debt. Sucks.
Right.
Or in like
sucks to be you, kid.
Or when
you have
like
no way
ask
out.
if you want to help them, they're like, no, you should have been here earlier when I had something for you to do. And I'm like, okay.
But I didn't know.
I'm sorry. I can't devote every hour to my life playing Animal Crossing. I'm sorry.
Right. But like, they were hilarious, and they had like actual personalities back then.
Well, like it sounded like they had actual problems too. Like, oh, so and so, yada yada. It's like, I would love to see the, like, I made Grizzly mad the other day, because I think I said I didn't want to talk to him anymore, because I ended the conversation, and he was really mad, and I'm like, I literally did nothing. And in New Horizon, they just would have been like, okay, bye, friend.
Right.
I'm doing great myself.
Well,
and
they
it's so
have
trimming.
needs in the older ones now. They have needs. They have social needs.
Oh, they do?
And you are apparently.
And what's crazy is you start off with everything. Like when I went, you have the shop already, you have Able Sisters, and then I think the peddlers come through like usual. It does throw me off that it's so bare, you can't really build anything. I think it's literally, those games are literally about the social interaction. Like you have to talk to people, and you can like decorate your house, and that's about it. That's it. But yeah, it's crazy, all that crazy stuff. So how did you and then the crazy thing is, not only are you talented at Animal Crossing, but you are an artist. You're a digital artist, and you're so talented. You make your emotes. I was saying in your little intro, you've made people's VTubers, you've made people's did you make a new one for Aaron? I saw you had a new little PFP on the collab you're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, I made a new profile picture and PNG tuber for Aaron. That was like the last thing I did, and we're making emotes right now for another streamer on Twitch. And it just, I don't know. I also learned how to draw when I started my my channel.
Wait, so you didn't? So you just learned how to draw?
Yeah, I'm very new. I never.
So ridiculous. If I were to do that, they would look like sticks. People would be like, no, I'm not. No, that's so crazy.
Okay, so I have history in art though. I went when I was younger.
There it is. That's what I thought.
I did what's it called? The painting. I did painting. Like, but the thing is for painting you don't really have to know how to draw, right? It's kind of like sculpting almost. So I don't know. I took like my husband bought me, I started learning to Zen doodle, and then I got really sad because I couldn't hold pens anymore, like traditional pens. They were hurting my hands. And then my husband got me an Apple Pencil and an iPad. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And he's like, I bet you could draw. And I was like, no. So I tried it, and I was like, okay. So I took one of those art with flow classes on Procreate, and I was like, all right. And then I don't know, I just started drawing. Like, I still haven't really taken a lot of classes or as many classes as I'd like to, but I just kind of picked it up as we were going along the last year and a half.
Well, you're very
and it's been
good at it.
Super fun.
No, but you like have there's such a like sweetness to your drawings. They're just so like, they're easy to look at. They're very sweet. They have bright eyes. I love it. And then I love all the little emotes, you know, that you draw of your favorite villager is Ellie, right?
Yes.
That you literally can't.
Aaron's emote eyes are his decision. He was like, I want sparkles. And I said, and of course I'm going to give the bestie sparkles. So, you know, he picked his rainbow t-shirt. So
I love that. Yeah, I was like, that is so cute. I just loved the whole thing. I mean,
I usually take things that are people's ideas, like their own ideas, you know?
I mean, why? I mean, I'm very much like, I mean, I know I've like I like all the dark. I mean, my shirt's got skulls on it, of course. Duh. But if my motto is, if I'm not looking like a disco ball, I don't want it. Right. Like, I'm such a sparkle person. Like anytime I go get my toes done for a pedicure, if they're not like little disco balls on my feet, there's not enough. Oh, hey, speaking, I am the guinea pig when she wants to draw something new. Well, you're a great guinea pig, Aaron, because she loves work.
He is.
I
practice with him.
You're like, I need my muse. You sit.
Well, okay, I don't have very many boy like people to draw. Like that, and him and my husband, that's it. That's who I have.
No, don't apologize for lurking. We love lurkers.
Yeah, my husband, he there's only so many profile pictures that he needs or wants in his lifetime. So that's it. Then we have Aaron. So I'm like, hey Aaron, guess what you need? You need a new profile picture, don't
well,
you?
I mean, to be fair, the top hat one wasn't that the Christmas one? So wasn't he due for
that was
like
New
one?
Year's.
Oh, New Year's.
Yeah,
He was due for one. And Luna,
he was due for one. He had a Christmas one. He had a New Year's one. He was totally due, and we were just kind of. I got caught up because I did Twilight Fairies and
yes,
a few others.
You did Amy Slay's, Becca Lynn, but they're all so cute. Like when Becca told me,
and then I had to redo mine, and so then by the time I got a chance again,
when Becca told me in the beginning before it was like released that you were doing one, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be phenomenal, and I'm like, yep, I called that one. I was like, of course she does. And the crazy thing is like if I were to ever come to you for artwork, you better be ready. I will pay you. I don't care if you kick and scream and refuse. There's no way I wouldn't pay you to do something because you deserve it. I just don't
know what to charge because I don't really consider myself to be like an artist.
Just let people, let people pay you then. So if they feel like you deserve a certain amount of money, just take it and be like, well, thank you. Don't just if they want to give you money, let them give you money.
Like I feel like I just kind of dabble in art. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
it's you think that's dabbling. It drives me nuts. It's always the like super talented people like I just do it on the side, and then it's like you want to. I no. I mean, my art form is definitely the makeup and the hair, but that's why I went to school for that. Grande says I didn't realize you did all those PFPs. Good job with those. Oh yeah, she did Aaron's, Becca's, Twilight, and then she did Amy's, which is super cute. I love how Amy's turned out. Literally looks just like her.
Right. I used her actual picture as the reference photo for hers. She's just so cute.
I know she's she's been married, but she's having like her actual full-blown ceremony. And me, who's such a wedding gush, I cannot wait to see the photos. I love looking at wedding photos. I can't help myself. I like to relive other people's big day because mine's over. Mine's been over. But, you know.
Right.
Like, the biggest advice I tell people is that, yes, weddings can be as expensive or inexpensive as you want. But above all else, the money needs to go to the photos because that is all you have at the end. You have the memories up here, but all I have are my wedding photos. And the lady who did mine, she did my senior pictures. She's ridiculously talented, and I love it. I have my book, and I just love that. I'm proud of my pictures. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Because they paid for my...
I love that.
They paid for my wedding photos. And we didn't use Storm, hello, we didn't use a professional videographer, though. We paid my cousin, gave him a camera, and said, go sit in the balcony. I'm not even joking. And he did a great job. I mean, my dad bought a
Hey, Storm, how are you?
My dad just bought a camera. I mean, that's what I said. Either you have it photos or video, whichever, you know, whatever you want to preserve your special day. Dude, it's crazy how, like, now everything's like iPhones and stuff. It's crazy how time has evolved, I guess.
Gosh, I barely remember my wedding. It's been so long.
Can I ask how long? How long ago?
It was, okay, our wedding was 10 years ago, but I literally had just had my son, and it was like the wedding that we didn't intend to, like, we always intended to have another wedding, like a real wedding. Gotcha. But then we kept having to move around because of the army. Hey,
Armchair. Now, so I'm assuming your husband was in the forces, right?
Yeah.
Well, we'll let him know thank you for his services, by the way.
I will.
All that good stuff.
He's getting out this year, and we're
good.
so excited.
And you know what? It's like, you know, I've talked to people, you know, they usually know when to stop or they don't, but when they do, that's always fantastic because, you know, they did what they needed to do, and now, you know, you can just kind of do what you want, like life and stuff, which is always nice.
Yeah, initially he wanted to retire through it, but it just became a lot. Like,
it is a big sacrifice, not only for the person who serves, but for the family. That's the thing, is it's literally like a whole, it's not just one person, it's an everybody thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And then after I was in a wheelchair, it became harder for me to be alone with our kids. Just because my little guy he's autistic and he's 50 pounds. So he requires a lot of lifting. And as you can imagine with muscular dystrophy, I cannot lift him
No.
too easily on my own.
50, he's 50. How old is he? Is he 4?
3 and a half.
Okay.
He's going to be 4 in June. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But I guess since I can bring, like you brought up, so this is something I've been kind of keeping to myself, but I figure this is a great time to kind of talk about it. Is so my son, you guys know he was born premature. That doesn't really have anything to do with that. But we, about a couple months ago, we were starting to become concerned with some delays. I know it's normal for boys to have some speech delays, but we were just kind of like, you know, and I'm sure April, you can relate to this. When you feel like something's off with your child, especially as a mom, you can't shake it, and no one will understand, and they'll just think, oh, well, he's just young, or he's just a toddler, and it's like, no, I don't think so. And because he was his speech was, he doesn't talk in sentences. He says words, but he does not speak in sentences or communicate what he wants. And we have recently run into some big behavioral issues. It's kind of hard to be vulnerable about this, but I feel like I've been keeping it in the dark for a while, and that's kind of why my schedule's been very erratic. So, but his behavior, he would, again, toddlers have tantrums. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying is that his behavior over certain things triggered some flags in my brain, and so we talked to his pediatrician, and in this state, you can have your child evaluated for what they call an early intervention, and that is services if they meet the requirements by the state and what they're looking for. Your child is allowed free therapies through the state, but you have to fail in one area or two. And the lady came to our house and evaluated my son, and he did fail in speech, and he also failed in like sensory, which was not shocking. I kind of was feeling he was leaning on the sensory side of things, and so that's kind of why my schedule's been erratic, is that he is going to be in therapies. We just actually had a speech eval today, and that went well. She said that he actually scored a little below average for speech. He actually knew a lot of words, which is good. His vocabulary is increasing, and she says it's just a matter of putting the sentences together and his comprehension of what he understands. And then we're still waiting on occupational therapy, which is going to help him with his sensory needs, because he totally is a sensory seeker. Big time. Loves like sensory toys, loves tight hugs, and me and my husband have been doing amples of research on it, and he most likely, because when I talked to, he has a coordinator and all this stuff to talk about this stuff with, but he does have a coordinator. She's like, he most likely has a sensory disorder. And you know what? Everyone's a little quirky. We're all different, right? It doesn't change. And as a parent, it doesn't change how I don't expect other people to understand. They might look at him and go, well, he's just being a bratty toddler. And it's like, he's so much more than just a brat. He's a sweetheart. He's very affectionate. He's a deep little thinker. He just has these hurdles he's working through. And as go ahead.
No such thing as a bratty toddler. I have 7 kids. I have quite a bit of experience with toddlers. I raised my brother and sister before my 7 kids. And they were born with issues. My mom had unfortunate habits when she was pregnant.
Hey, no judgment. I understand.
And I got custody of them right away, even though I was like a teenager myself. And I've dealt with a lot of kids. I have quite a bit of child experience. There's no such thing as a bratty toddler.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, it's so easy. I think more so people who either like don't have children, or they don't have a child that requires, like, that requires some extra, like, I tell people, if I didn't care enough and I just ignored what was happening, I wouldn't be doing my job as his parent.
No.
And as hard as that, and I tell people, no one wants to look at their kid and go, there might be something he needs a little more help with. No parent wants to do that. And I'm sure you've had that same thought in your head as well. You know?
Yeah.
No one wants to have that conversation with themselves. But the sooner you accept, maybe we need to look into something, because at the end of the day, it's about that child being at their happiest, their fullest potential, you know, because eventually kids go to school. And I'm so thankful, because I don't know if I would have gotten this help had I been in California, because we had never even heard of an early intervention at all. So the fact that he also has some issues with his eyes, but I mean, Is anyone really shocked? But, you know, we are getting so much help this early, and he's not even 3 yet. He turns 3 in October. So I'm just very thankful that we moved.
We started trying to get my son help maybe 2 years ago, and nobody was willing to listen to us until this year.
That is so frustrating because, first of all, we moved and it took us forever to get him a pediatrician appointment because they wanted his full paperwork. And I have anxiety, so things like that really stress me out and I start to panic. So it took forever to get his previous health care. They sent the pediatrician 600 pages of paperwork to read. 600, and she read them all.
My God.
She read them all because they cared so much about learning to know. Because he also is going to have surgery, which I am not looking forward to. He has if you don't know, he has a hernia that's going to have to be repaired. So my mommy heart is trying to mentally prepare for that on top of all this stuff. But you know, virtual hello, I do see you, and Charlie, hello. Sorry, we're talking about some deep, but you know what? That's what we talk about, real life and stuff here. So if real life stuff makes you uncomfortable, I don't know what to tell you. It would be impossible for someone to fully understand. You're the mother, so you know the best. I hope everything is okay with him. Oh, he is my sweet. I mean, this is my kid who I took to Dollywood and rode a roller coaster with me. He is my little sweetheart. He just has, like, you know, he's just got some things that, you know, like I said, we're all quirky. Like, I have an anxiety disorder. If he has a sensory disorder, I'm not going to love him any less. It's going to show me as a parent how to help him understand his emotions, why he might freak out the way he does more than something else. And I mean, as someone who has had moments like that as a teenager before knowing, because I didn't know I had anxiety till I was 17. So that's a lot of relearning and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that once, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's because he can't communicate. I can't talk. It's because he doesn't know how to communicate. That's where this overload of the sensory comes in, because he can't talk. We can't understand him. Like, he doesn't just have like he has a blow up, as I like to call it. But, you know, now that we're doing more research on sensory, we do know how to calm him down a little bit. Like, he loves tight squeezes. And then when you look on the internet, like, why kids with sensory love tight squeezes, it's something about that pressure of being held. And then next week we have a lady coming who is in-house developmental therapy, and she is there to kind of like for example, if we get, because as parents learning how to deal with this stuff, it's new to us too. So she's gonna help. Let's say he has like an outburst over something, she's gonna coach us how to help him. And that's fantastic, because it's not just the child that's gotta learn. I want to learn to help him. Brooke, hello, how are you doing? I like your new PFP, it's beautiful. But yeah, I'm sure, April, that I feel like you were the right person to talk to on this podcast about that stuff. I don't know why. I feel like I could be open, and now you kind of, now I feel like I've been sitting on this for like 2 months, so I hope you guys can kind of understand why streams have been so not, because I mean, his therapies are going to be during the day, but there are days where I am so exhausted and all I want to do is be on the couch and relax, because like I said, this is, you know, but you know what, that is, you know, when you decide to have children, you take them as they are. You don't always, you know, people think when they, like, you know, maybe, you know, partners want to try for children, you have to accept all of the possibilities of what that child, you know, you might get a child that's completely fine. Not saying that, but I'm saying as a parent, you love them unconditionally, regardless if they have, you know, a form of a disorder, a physical ailment, a disability. You just accept them and love them, because that's what you do. He's lucky to have you. Well, thank you, Charlie. There have been some times where I've been beating myself up, because I'm a first-time mom, and, you know, I'll be honest, my motherhood journey's been a little different than some of my peers, because I had him early, and I almost, you know, I had a lot of pregnancy complications. So I feel like there are days where I'm just you're an amazing parent, want to adopt me. Funny you mentioned that, is that I don't spread any rumors about anything, but because of my very rough pregnancy, my husband and I have considered options to expanding our family, and I am not against adoption at all. I have actually felt that tugging on my heart. I would love to adopt a child that would need a loving home, because we can provide that love. But again, it's all very up in the air. I want to kind of get this stuff with my son situated, kind of, you know. And the good thing is I still have youth on my side. I mean, I'm not 30 quite yet. I'll be 30 next year.
Oh gosh. I was so old when I had my son.
How old were you?
My last baby.
your
When I
last.
delivered my last baby, I was 42.
It's not bad. My mother-in-law was 42 when she had her last baby. That's so interesting. That's funny.
Yeah.
She has,
I
my
mean,
mother-in-law has had
no regrets or anything, but man,
just a little extra
I
tired.
do say get it done when you're, do it when you're young.
Yeah.
No, I actually, so there's pluses and minuses. I would say the benefits are that it takes a lot to ruffle my feathers, you know? Don't get mad very easily.
You're like, meh,
And
it's all right.
like my son's very quirky and he has a lot of things because of his disability.
Mhm.
And I think because I'm older, it's a lot easier for me to kind of take in stride.
Well, I mean, what's that saying?
Than
Like,
it
as
would
you
have
get
been.
older, you, like, mellow out. I don't know if that's correct, but I feel like as you do get older, little things don't bother you as much. I know, I mean, I'm not, like, I don't want to say, I'm not as old as you, April, but I was going to say, as I've gotten older, I have been like, well, that happened. Okay, what am I supposed to do about it? I very much, and someone with anxiety, that's very difficult to do, but I've just learned, I'm like, okay.
You grow.
Yeah, sure. As long as someone's not
You
hurt or
have
dying.
less F's to give, I guess.
Yeah,
as the saying
that's-
goes.
Yes, same. I feel like since moving,
like you run out.
well, since moving is like, you know, I have all this family in California and stuff, and my mom will tell me, oh, so and so, and I'm like, Mom, I cannot give a single F because I can't force myself to mentally drain myself to care. And she's understood that because I'm just like, I can't. What am I supposed to do anyways? I'm not there. Like, I'm over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what am I gonna do? I think moving here has really taught me to just not really sweat the little things. I think that's one of the biggest takeaways I can take from moving out here first, is that I just don't. I'm like, So, let me catch up on chat real quick here. Being a mother is never easy. They need to get more credit because they're responsible for the growth of their child. Yes, that is, but if you have, like, a really amazing partner, it's, you know, I do like to say that, you know, as long as you have an amazing partner with you, like me and my husband, it's a dual effort, and I'm very blessed he's such a hands-on father. He gets my son in ways I don't, so I'm very, very thankful for that. My daughter was 42 when she had her last one. It's the cat. Oh, did Sabrina make an appearance? She broke our tile in our laundry room. Bad kitty. Sleepy, I feel that I'm the firstborn here. My dad blames himself a lot. My mom had me at 16. I complete dumpster fire, so I feel, oh, Charlie, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up.
You are not, Charlie.
You are not. We are all dumpster fires. like literally, that's why I say hot mess. There are days where I'm just like, man, I don't know how I'm keeping it together right now, but we're just gonna roll with it. I mean, life is all.
Sometimes I'm not keeping it together.
Yeah,
It's
sometimes
fine.
I'm not either. I'm just like, I've been like more honest with my husband. There are days where like I'm like, I just can't. We are yes. Let's get some fires in the chat. Hot mess. There's the hot mess emoji. David, hello, welcome in. But yeah, dumpster fire. Yes, dumpster fire. We need a dumpster fire anonymous group where we all just talk about how we just are all spiraling. Which is, you know what? It happens. No one on this planet, no matter how much money you have, no how much your perfect life, we all have those days where we just are like, nope, I can't. And the hands go up in the air. I mean, that's why I have this tattoo. I don't know if I've ever talked about my tattoo, but can you guys see it? Kind of. My little heart with a semicolon. It reminds me to keep going. So that's my...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have it physically permanent on my body. And I probably should get it touched.
It's funny.
up
I
soon.
have a heart tattoo on my wrist.
Wait, you do too? I mean, mine's kind of... I don't know if
do.
It's like the bottom part of my wrist. I should touch it up soon. But I'm too scared to get it touched up because I'm like, well, what if someone ruins it? All I want to do is just make the outline more dark again, because this part of my skin, I feel like the pigment, not that it's faded a lot, but the pigment has definitely turned less black than like on my, I have one on my ankle that still looks crazy good. But I would love to darken it up.
Skull on my ankle.
I want to get more. I want to get another one. My mom wants to get another one, so I always use someone else getting a tattoo as an excuse to get one. She wants to get one on her ankle like me. Wait, you have a heart tattoo on your wrist too? That's so awesome. I didn't know that. Where are my heart tattoo buddies
Do you
at?
really?
That's so amazing.
Buggy?
You need to send me that. But I got the semicolon.
Grande, you posted the other day, and I realized that I am almost as old as your mother.
Oh no!
My poor heart was like, really?
But the reason why I got the semicolon was because it also reminded me of all the ones that we have unfortunately lost due to people who have taken their own lives, and I know people who have taken their own lives, and there have been times, not to get like super dark, but there were times in my life when it was very dark when I was very young that I considered that option too. So I have that as that is why I have it with the heart, is to remind myself that no matter how hard it gets, you keep going and you keep fighting. And it's really...
Mine is actually a baby loss awareness ribbon.
Aww. That's a
that
tough...
comes with it.
That's a tough subject for sure, and I feel like it's unfortunate that that's so taboo still in society, and it's like, why shouldn't it be talked about?
It really is.
And it really like, okay, I'll tell this story, a trigger warning to anybody, but I won't use names, but someone close to me was pregnant at the same time. I was pregnant. I kid you not. I think we were a couple weeks apart, and they suffered a second trimester miscarriage. They had to have a procedure done and everything, and I was pregnant, and I felt so bad because they were gonna go around me. And my mom told me a story that the same thing happened to her, eerily enough. And she said, all you can do is just love on them. She gave me great advice because I didn't want to be a reminder of what she had lost, you know? And she said, just keep your space, but she said, just show her that you love her and give constant love to her. And I'm like, I will. And it ended up being okay. It was definitely hard, but, you know, I'm glad I was able to be there of some support to her, because it messed me up. I was devastated, because I'm like, well, what do I do? You know, what do you do? But I definitely think it's society.
There's not much you can do, unfortunately.
And like, I mean, at the end of the day, it does need to be talked about more, because these were still, you know, babies that were wanted and loved. And it's like, why shouldn't it not, you know, why can't they be talked about? And people are so rude about it. Especially on like social media, because I follow different accounts of, I follow like people who've gone through IVF journeys, and there are just things that people like, they have shared what people have said to them. I'm like, good God, faith in humanity goes down 60 points.
That's awesome, Cody.
Oh yeah,
I'm so happy for you.
Woo, Cody. Yeah, we love hearing about your good day. But no, I've got 2 tattoos, the one with both my parents' names and their birthdays, and the Rayquaza with the old Ottawa Senators logo. That's so cool. I need to, gosh, you guys are just, I need to call. There's actually a really good local tattoo parlor in my neighborhood that I need to be like, how much do you charge? I was actually, hold on, I was actually supposed to get a tattoo while my son was in the hospital, but because I was currently pumping milk for him, it's actually advised that you don't get a tattoo while you're doing that. And I paid the deposit and I never went to pick it back up. It's okay. I was like, I considered it my donation to the tattoo parlor. Charlize, thank you for becoming a Super Coven member. Welcome. Enjoy your emotes, my friend. Thank you so much. We have lots of fun with our members. We just had a member stream last week, which is why I actually restarted my island. And for the first time, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with it. People are like, what's your theme? I'm like, I don't really have a theme at all. We named it Juicy Pear, and we have Peaches, Scoot, and Sprinkle on an island. That makes...
You got Peaches on purpose?
What do you mean? Excuse me, what do you mean on purpose? Yeah, because of the meme.
Oh.
You know the song that has changed a generation, right?
She just scares me.
She's funny. I literally only got her because Fampy, your theme should be Fampy. I couldn't do a whole island around Fampy or Patience. Yeah, well, because of the Mario movie, that's why I got her, because of the song. I'm not even joking. That is why I have her. But if she wants to leave, she can leave. That's the thing, is this is like the first island since the beginning where I'm like, if they want to leave and they don't want to be on the best island ever, whatever, they can leave. Rich, hello, good to see you. But yeah, Peach's eyes are a little intense though, huh?
They are. It's
Who's
just,
your least favorite?
Her eyes.
Who's your like Uggo would cry reset if they like were in your campsite?
I have reset my island over Pietro.
Oh no!
And
why? You don't like clowns?
Yeah.
He's kind of cute though.
No.
You don't like him?
I just can't with that one.
Really?
He's just so creepy.
He's cute.
He looks too much like Pennywise for me.
Oh, yeah. I get that. Trainer, hello, welcome in. Everybody.
Just a little too much.
I'll
and
ask
Marcel.
my chat.
I can't do Marcel.
I can't. Ugh. He makes me want to puke.
Or Olaf. I reset because of Olaf before too.
Oh yeah, isn't Olaf Olaf is the stinky one, right? Or he looks like he stinks.
Oh. Olaf is the one in the mariachi outfit.
Oh, he's an anteater. Ew, yes.
The anteater, yeah. I totally restarted because of him. I was like, yeah, no, I don't
good
think
night,
so,
Charlie.
buddy.
Thank you so much for hanging out here at 1:38. Oh, I would be asleep too. You get sleep.
Good night,
You
Charlie.
sleep.
Go to sleep.
I'm gonna ask my chat if they know.
Love you so much, hun. Get some rest.
I'm gonna ask them. Okay, chat. If you've known me long enough, who's the villager I hate more than anything? I bet someone will scream it right away. If you know, you know. If you've been here a while, you know exactly who I'm talking about, and I hate them. So, let's see. See if anybody's right. Nope, that's not it. Tom Nook's not a villager. Tom Nook is Tom Nook. He's not a villager.
He's not that bad.
He's not that bad. Scrooge McDuck is worse. I haven't played that game in a while. I fell out of playing it. I don't know. I can't get back into it. I need to, but I just can't.
Dreamlight Valley, yeah.
Yes.
After I wrecked my, I accidentally opened it after time traveling, and then Scrooge did an update for like 6 months afterwards before I caught on.
Oh my gosh, no.
And so I reset my valley, and I was so sad, and I was like, I'm never doing this again.
I would probably just cry myself to sleep every night if I had to do that. The amount of grinding I did to unlock the Forgotten Lands, no. You definitely told me this before, but I forgot. Okay, come on, I know one of you's gonna know. One of you will know. I've talked about this villager. There's a short...
You talked about it, and I don't remember.
See, I know. It's so funny. I feel like everyone's like, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I literally go into everybody's stream and talk about how much I hate this villager. I'm gonna give it another chance because I know someone will know, and if not, I'll just say it. And they're not even, like, ugly. That's the funny thing, is they're not ugly in, like, a sense of, like, oh my god, puke, but they are just not my cup. I just can't anymore with them. I can't stand them. Every time I look at them, I feel like I need to go take a shower or something.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's not okay. No, it's Agnes. Agnes.
She's not ugly.
She's not. She's just annoying. Okay, so we have since we have new people, I'll explain my beef with Agnes. Agnes was actually one of the very first villagers I ever had. She was a starter with Rowan, and we were fine. Everything was fine. Start the second island. There she is. I got her as a starter again. And she would not leave. And yeah, and then she just kind of got on my nerves, and then I hated her ever since. Because she came back, and I didn't want to see her again. And then she wouldn't get the hint. Agnes, man, we go way. Yeah, Agnes. I hate her so much. I hate her face.
Okay, so my worst villager that I absolutely hate that wouldn't be like a campsite villager is Rocket.
Oh, that's valid. Rocket is so.
For one, she had enough nerve to be born on my birthday, and I'm not about it.
How dare she enter this world on my birthday?
Exactly. And then, she was my very first sisterly on my very first island, and I couldn't get her to leave, and I didn't know how thought bubbles worked yet.
Yep, feel like, yeah.
It took me about 5 months to figure it out, and then once I figured it out, I couldn't get her to have one. And it took me 9 months to get her off of my island.
Oh my! You know what? That sounds like misery.
It was the worst.
That sounds like straight up misery. No, thank you, ma'am. That's just, and that's the thing is like getting villagers. I feel like I don't know if you've noted this, but I felt like getting speech bubbles since they started patching the game got difficult because there was an island where I literally would get the speech bubble every time, and then after like 1 or 2 updates, it got harder, and I'm like, what did they do? Because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was doing exactly what I did before. And it was like,
I spent 2 hours getting somebody off the member island just for the members to vote to make it a spicy island. And now I could get people off anyway.
I mean, I've spent 300 tickets looking for somebody. It was before I found Treasure Islands. like yours and stuff, but yeah, it was when I was hunting for Sasha on Hollowvale. I really wanted him because he was a really pretty green color, and Leaf was there when I found him, and I literally fell on the floor crying because I tried everything to get him. I looked at Nookazon, he was too expensive. And I was like, I just am gonna have to hunt for him. Just Shaney101, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the coven, guys. You know the drill. Purple hearts. Thank you. Yeah, I literally was like, I had dinner and I decided to go back out hunting. And I'm like, hey, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th ticket I saw Sasha and I like wept. I was like laughing like an insane person because that's what happens when you villager hunt. Because they did not intend for you to do anything over like 50 tickets, I think.
I spent 878 tickets looking for Ione once.
Oh my god. I think I got her off Nookazon.
That was one of the most that I've spent. And Dom, I spent 900 tickets and then I got him off a Nookazon. They said he wasn't supposed to be gifted and I gave like 100 Nook Mile tickets for him. And they lied. He was wearing it was like a sports tank top, but it looked like a sports bra on him. It looked like he was wearing a flipping sports bra all the time. He wouldn't take it off.
And see,
So I had to
back
get
in
rid
the
of
day,
him.
your girl had a Nookazon thing going on. I was making hecka bank off Nookazon. I think we all had Nookazon phases. Phases. Minxie, hello, welcome in. I mean, and the thing is I was very, there was only one time I messed up and I forgot one of the items and I remember I almost quit over it, but it turns out this person was constantly like making up crap. So that was my only bad experience, but everything else was pretty good. My advice is if you don't have treasure islands, you can use Nookazon, just make sure you only stick to 5-star reviews. Even if it's someone brand new, just make sure they're gonna be legit and you don't get ripped off, because I have heard of people getting horribly ripped off in Nookazon. Never happened to me. But yeah, I actually still have my Nookazon account. I should look at it one day. I think it's like from Cornbread. No, I don't even think I updated from Cornbread. Oh my god.
I only go on Nookazon to give stuff away.
I don't even go on it, period, anymore. I'm on Treasure Islands cough. Someone has really amazing Treasure Islands cough.
Yeah, that's it. I go on Nookazon and I like once in a while I'll offer to give away something and then I'll give them like the dodo code to one of my islands for the day.
My worst villagers, Al and Buck and Coco. Coco's cute, but you just can't really look at her too much. I know a lot of people don't like Coco. A lot of people don't like Judy. Her eyes are a little bit
soulless, but I do have her.
Judy's the one. I think Judy's super cute, but I have people tell me they hate Judy. They think she's ugly. Nookazon is sketchy, but I've had good. Yeah, that's like, I knew it was sketchy, but I always had pretty good experiences on Nookazon. No complaints. I got some of my dreamies for Hollowvale, because Hollowvale was the last island that I had before I learned about treasure islands and all that jazz. So I used a lot of Nookazon back in those days. I remember there was such a rush. I'd be like, ooh, did I get the deal? And I'd be on my phone. Because you don't really get notifications because it's a web browser.
They have an app now.
Oh, see, I used it back when they didn't have an app. They have a Discord server. I can't say I hate any villagers. There are a few I really like, though. I love Stitches, but everybody knows that. I mean, look, you can tell who I like. I like Stitches and Bunny. I love Bunny. We have Bunny on Palm Tree, so I'm happy about that.
Stitches and Bunny are cute.
They're so cute. I mean, look at them. I mean, they make really good plushies. They're just cute.
They are very adorable.
And they're just like, you can't be sad looking at them. Chrissy. I know a lot of people like the Bunny twins. Chrissy and Francine. Is that their names?
They're okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I actually have had like some of the most overrated villagers. Like I've had Marshall, I've had Raymond. I think I like Marshall a little bit more than Raymond. Don't come at me in the chat. But Marshall's just a marshmallow, literally. He's so cute. His little cheeks.
He's adorable. I think the squirrels just in general are very cute.
They did a good job. Well, the thing what makes them cute is their little tails bounce when they walk. It's cute.
It is. I feel like the chickens were a missed opportunity.
Chickens. There's only one chicken that's cute, and it's the one that has the beady eyes. The pupils don't work on all of them. Beady eyes are cute. I hate Vic and Kurlos with the white hot intensity of 1,000 Suns. I get that reference. I love that show. Kurlos is kind of ugly. Like he's just kind of ugly. Yeah, I love a lot of them too, but the ones that are ugly just kind of stay in your brain. Like Al. Who's the other girl? Who's the other one? The one that people Boyd. Yeah, Boyd. And I don't know.
Boyd looks like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Boyd does look like Donkey Kong. I think we had to get... Yeah, Leaf, you had Kurlos on... You had a lot of uggos on that island, unfortunately, because I had to hear about it. That's the only thing I'm scared with the new island, is you always get terrible campsite villagers. Well, I've never had the luck where you just open it and it's Marshall or it's Raymond, and I'm like... I like Raymond. I have him now. He's pretty cute up close. I like Raymond. He's cute little office cat, and he fits a lot of themes. Stitches, Steel, Pudge, Color Steam. Pudge. Oh, Pudge. I always forget that Pudge is a villager. Cute little Pudge. I need to
He's cute.
My SBN island. It's hard when you, like, get out of routine with your island. It's very hard to get back into it. Like, Palm Tree's still there. We'll do it. Just not right now. But I also have a lot of time because it is a summer island, and summer doesn't end till like the end of August. It'll get done. I think that's my longest island I've had where it hasn't been like deleted, because I started Palm Tree last year, actually. I've had that one for a year now.
Oh my gosh.
Now, do any of your kids like to play Animal Crossing?
No, but my baby loves watching me play.
Same.
He likes the sound.
He used to love, I would play Bubblegum KK for him, all the cats singing, and he would watch it for hours. I told April earlier that I got Shep as my first camper and Raymond autofilled. What kind of luck is that? See, I don't get that.
Right?
Like, you people
That's so unfair.
You sneeze and you get, like, the best cat, and I'm, like, over here with some Uggo that I hate. Like, when I got the stupid toilet villager twice. If you have a Happy Home Paradise, he's the one that asks for a room full of toilets. I got him as a campsite villager twice on 2 different islands. That was awful.
Toilet King?
Yes, Toilet King. And that's, if I get him again, I think I'm just gonna quit the stream. If it happens again, I can't handle him one more time. Toilet Lion.
No,
yeah, Toilet Lion.
I would not do it.
I couldn't. I think my spirit would just descend at that point.
Right? I'd just be over it.
Like,
I'm sorry.
We're gonna say it right now. We are not gonna get Toilet Lion. No.
No Toilet Kings of the Jungle.
No Toilet Kings of the Jungle, please. My heart cannot bear it. But then again, there's also that Uggo, the pig. Chops! Yeah, I would, yeah.
I can't do Chops either.
I don't want to look at him. And there's so many cute piggies, like, I drew up like
Panchetti,
No, not pork.
Gala.
Spork.
Spork. All of them. Literally any of them.
I forgive me, Spork.
Pork.
I was thinking of pork.
Oh my god.
That's horrible. I'm a horrible person.
Oh my goodness.
Spork, the pig.
That's hilarious, though.
I like Pico too.
Poor
Pico's
little
cute.
porky.
I have June on Palm Tree, not Pico. I get Pico and June confused. I'm doing a Wizard of Oz inspired island.
Don't tell Aaron that you get Pico and June confused.
Why? Is he gonna be mad at me? Most of my luck has been amazing this time. I love the Wizard. I'm a huge Wizard of Oz nerd, not because I played Dorothy or anything. I did. But yeah, I love Wizard of Oz so much. That was like my favorite movie as a kid.
That's his baby.
Which one? Pico or June?
Pico.
Pico. But why not June?
I don't know. June is cute. I think she's
really
cute.
I
think they're both cute.
Oh, here he goes.
June is it's just that June is very specific. She's definitely tropical.
Straight up. Yeah, like she can't really be in anything else. That's why I gave her her moment to shine. And that really is true. Some villagers, like, I love the robot villagers, but they just don't work if they're not in like some kind of like futuristic utopia. Like, oh hey, I have this futuristic bird on my island. Here he is.
Right. I like Cephalobot.
Cephalobot is cute. I love Cephalobot. I love the Ribbot. Is that his name? I literally was like, is that his name? Ribbot, the frog robot.
Yes.
He cute. I would like to see I want to see owl villagers next game, and I want to see sea otters. I think they'd be so cute. I get Maple and Olive confused. I forget Olive's a villager. I actually legit was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Olive is a villager. But I do have, what's the name of the villager that everybody loves? The little blue bear. Not blue bear, but he's the blue bear male. I have him on my OG Animal Crossing game. Poncho! Poncho! Yes, I have him.
Poncho's a cutie.
He's very cute. Totally not looking at the villager list right now. Oh, that reminds me. When I first started playing Animal Crossing, I have this amazing friend who was into it. And she's like, so get to know what villagers you want. And I'm like, I don't know. Keep in mind, I know nothing. And she's like, oh, I'll just pull up this list. And I'm like, there's 400 of these people. Rabbit Dude, hello, welcome in. We have our amazing guest, April Honey, on the other side talking. We're having a good time talking about all the different villager names. Who else do I get confused with? There's like a few others that I like forget who are who.
Oh gosh.
When I feel like you can mistake like one of the cubs for another cub that's very popular, and then you get depressed. Hey, Puyo, good to see you as well. There's one. Cause I went villager hunting and I saw the back of them and I thought it was the villager I was looking for, and then I was very upset. It was not them.
Oh no.
When I'm like, nope, I'm gonna just turn around for the third time in a row. Thanks, game. Alright, well, I think we're at the point in the podcast where if you guys have any questions for April, you guys can go ahead and ask away. This is your time to ask any questions as long as they're appropriate, which usually they are. But if you guys want to ask some questions for April, I'll read them to her in the chat, and I'm sure she's following along in chat as well, so she'll be able to see them. Cody and... Yeah, there we go. Cody and Poncho look the same from behind. But yes, if you guys want to ask any questions...
Poncho's a lot darker than Cody.
Yeah, Cody's like
but
a different color blue. Yeah, me no Animal Crossing Esper. Like, yeah, they kind of, yeah. They do a thing, for sure.
For sure.
They do colors and stuff and things. And all that good stuff. It's gonna be another hot day tomorrow, I think. Let me check the weather. It's gonna probably thunderstorm too. And the drum roll is... No, there is not. No, tomorrow's Wednesday, right? I don't know what day of the week it is.
What inspired me to make content on YouTube? Why are you so... You're so cute. Why are you so awesome? Grande, honestly... I explained a little bit earlier. I started over on Twitch to get over like my social anxiety that came with my disability at first. And then I moved to making content on YouTube more to kind of normalize people with disabilities or differences in like the gaming space. Yes, my channel name is April Honey, the Rabbit Dude. Hello. So it just, I just wanted to see if there was anyone I could help, you know? I spent a lot of time before I was disabled, kind of pouring my time and energy into volunteering to help wherever I could. And I felt like that void of not feeling useful, I guess. And I just wanted to see if there was a community that we could make to help people with all kinds of different challenges and diversities. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just to give a space to people that was just inclusive and loving and safe.
And that is so awesome because I really do think that it's important for people to see, like for example, like you have talked about that you're in a wheelchair, but it just shows, if someone was also in a wheelchair and they wanted to start streaming, that they can really just do anything they want to do, just like how you do.
Hmm.
You stream, you draw, you don't really, it is a part of you, but you don't let it like hold you back, if that makes sense.
No, I also have children watching me, and you know,
I
they
get that.
learn.
They are the little eyes and ears, they see everything.
Yeah, and you don't ever want them to see you letting something get you down or take away your light, you know?
Oh yeah, I feel that because like I mean my son's still pretty little, but I think he can understand. He can understand when my moods are different for sure. And I want my message that even when I'm not at my best, that I will always try to be positive for him because someone's got to. I want him to know that there's always a reason to be joyful even when things don't go well. There's always things to look around and be thankful for or happy for. Oh, cool. Nice, nice. I know. I really want to. Oh, now I want to like color again. I want to get like some really fancy markers and stuff, and all of that good
Right.
stuff. And then,
Coloring sounds fun.
I love coloring. My son is getting good at it. We use the fat crayon, so it's a little easier for him to grip onto. He really likes
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So I think we have one more question. Hey, Dad, congratulations on the job. That's awesome. Anywho,
What kind of disability do I have? Okay, so I have a rare genetic neuromuscular disease. Um, Similar to my friend Charlie who was here before.
oh, I didn't
And
know. That's all.
basically what it is a hereditary neuromuscular motor and neurodegenerative disease. So it's progressive. It will get worse for the rest of my life, but it's also genetic. So there wasn't anything I could do to actually prevent it. Um, and it basically just means that I'm paralyzed from my mid thigh down, and then parts on several of my fingers as well. Um, So it just means that I have to find a lot of workarounds. And for me, it did when the onset happened when I was pregnant. Sometimes it happens when you're pregnant with boys, and you'll progress quickly if you're a female, and that's kind of what happened to me. And it just happened rather quickly. I was always disabled and a little bit gimpy, but then um I had my son, and then it was just like walking. What's that? We don't even know her anymore. So it just, yeah, it was pretty sudden in that way.
Well,
It's like it was slow, and then it was like, oh my gosh, it's here.
and I mean, yeah, what Grant say, lots of love for you. And you know what, April, talking to you tonight, like, just shows that I knew you were already incredible, but just talking to you, you're just very inspiring. Like, hearing everything, you've inspired me, and you've even inspired me as a mom tonight. And that, I hadn't really been feeling that inspired in a long time. So I want to say thank you from a mom for inspiring
Aw,
me. Because I
thank
hadn't really
you.
felt that in a while, and tonight I don't know. I feel very inspired to just be that mom I need to be
Aw,
even more. I mean, I already was, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I want to just because I mean, as someone who is very thankfully, I am an able person. My brain's a little off, but I am able to do a lot for myself. Yeah, I mean, my brain don't work, but I mean, anyone here knew? We all know my brain.
You know what? Mental disabilities are as real as physical ones, and sometimes even more crippling.
Yeah, and
So
it's been tough there,
functioning through that is hard.
especially when you have a little person depending on you, when you don't have
I
that,
love
like,
you, Emilio. You're
you
amazing.
don't have that time to kind of be like, for example, like sometimes when I get like I don't really get depressed as often
You guys
anymore.
stop. You're going to make me cry. You're not allowed to do that
yes,
again.
we have to.
We've already been through that
love.
today.
Yes, we love you, April. Yes, we love you. But like those days where when you have mental illness, where you just, it's really tough because you have to find those moments to, like, as I like to call them, repair yourself a little bit, especially as a mom. When you're a mom, you give so much of yourself away for this little person. So when you have mental illness on top of that, you really have to find ways to just retreat inwards a little bit. And I'm so thankful to have a partner that does support me during those moments where he lets me just kind of, if I need to just watch YouTube, to be alone, to like go out alone without him, to just heal myself, get a bite to eat that I love by myself, go get my hair done by myself, you know, ways. I like to think that when you do have, like, as someone who's been living with anxiety, my best advice is find ways to repair your spirit, replenish your soul, do the things that you love that's going to get that serotonin, because basically what I learned is when you have a mental disorder like anxiety, your body does not produce the amount of serotonin to go to your brain like, let's say, a normal person would who doesn't have that. So my clock just doesn't quite work in churning out that serotonin, so my body has to work a little extra harder to get it. So I would say, like, I really experience highs because I'm so grateful for them, but then when I hit those lows, I feel really low. But you know what's inspiring is when I have felt those highs, I know I'm gonna get it back when I'm at my lowest. So I would say treasure those moments and then replenish your spirit. Hey Galaxy, how are you doing? Welcome in Yes, and I have been talking about self-care more on this channel, which I need to again. Like I said, if you need to just take a bath with some candles, take a bath with some candles. You want to pig out on some pizza? Pig out on some pizza. You want to spend $70 on Tears of the Kingdom? Spend $70 on Tears of the Kingdom. What I will say is this, April, I'm very glad I met you and gotten to know you after hearing your story and what you've gone through. I have a lot more respect for you than I already did. Yeah, here. And you guys better all be subscribed.
You guys are so sweet.
Well, you deserve,
yes,
you deserve
the disability
the
that I have is hereditary.
All right, guys. So, oh no, go ahead.
Yeah.
April. I don't want to. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, I was just answering the question. Yeah, they are. Thank you so much, Grande. You are amazing, and you're so positive. Yes. And I just love seeing you and talking to you, or lurking in your streams and listening to you. You're also an incredibly positive person in this community.
And that's what we have to remember. Is
I love that.
I know we went through some really crappy, awful stuff about a couple months ago as a community. And it's easy to be like, oh, everyone's bad, or everyone's like a horrible, evil person that's out to ruin other people. But then it's moments like this where you know that it's not. There are just a few bad apples that we gotta weed out. And it's just such a very good and loving, positive community. And we will always fight to keep that. Because as content creators, it is our responsibility to make sure.
It is.
I don't care if people say it's not. No, it really is. Because at the end of the day, if we have a platform on this platform, we have to protect it, and us sitting and doing nothing isn't gonna help. So that's why you will always see us at the forefront, honest with you guys. So with that being said, we're gonna go on a raid. We're gonna repay the favor and raid Kever because he raided us yesterday, and I feel like, why don't we just go and return the favor? We're gonna do hashtag. I think we're doing the podcast. I think we're doing podcast raid. Yeah, let's do podcast raid. That's all I got. My brain. That's all I got.
You do Karen raid.
Yeah, we could. I think we just been doing podcast raid for the most part. Yeah, and guys, please remember before we go to subscribe to April. Help her get to that 6K if you have not. So we're doing podcast raid. And guys, rules of the raid: subscribe because you want to, not because you have to, and like this stream. April, you're amazing. I love you. That's what I love about doing these podcasts is I feel like I get to know my friends even more on a more personal level. You are amazing. I love you. I'll have to make sure I'm notified for your next stream because my head would fly off of my body if I didn't write down everything. But
no worries.
Anyways, but yeah, we're gonna go raid Mr. Yoshi, who's playing Tears of the Kingdom. He is playing Tears of the Kingdom, so if you do not want any spoilers, I understand if you do not come on the raid. I just wanted to put it out there. He is playing Tears of the Kingdom. So just a bit of a warning for you guys. Go over there and go, I played Tears of the Kingdom, I want to see. But
Right.
yes, all right, April. As soon as we head over there, I will be getting off of Discord for the evening. But I just want to say thank you for being on the show. This was one of my favorite
No
episodes so
worries.
far. Love you so much. You are awesome.
Thank you so
Here
much.
comes the
Love you.
link.
And I do love you guys. You guys are all amazing. I know I recognize almost everyone in the chat. You guys are amazing.
Oh, that's so awesome. And yes, to all the new friends who came by tonight, thank you guys so, so much. All right, here comes the link, everyone. He's probably going to be confused, like, who's this? But he knows we were doing this podcast tonight. And remember, don't be a Karen. All right, guys, this has been Karen and April, and we will be seeing you guys on the next one. Have a great evening, friends. Let's go raid.